Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but from both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
On second down, here's a keeper by the QB. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. 4 yards there on the keeper, but still going to bring up a third down.
Well, if you're going to run the read option, typically, you've got to keep an eye on the defensive end.
And what does that mean? What are you looking for with the defensive end?
Well, you want to play off of what he does. If he collapses inside towards the running back, then you pull it and take it yourself outside in. If he stays outside, you go ahead and leave it with the running back. In this case, he pulled it and got good yardage himself.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked by Logan Wilson. And the Bengals are going to take over at their own 41. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. He'll lose a yard there, and it's second and 11. Well, this defense for the Ravens, they were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves them with third and about 6 yards to go.
On a second and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on third down.
Play action. Now it's Brady. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he is going to have the Bengals first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive. He comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
A really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
You've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a second and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to third and manageable with that run.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Now Brady. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
They'll try the field goal now with Graham Gano. This will be kicked from the 42. It's a 52-yard attempt. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They find themselves down 10-0 early after the interception on their opening drive led to a field goal.
So now they've got to pick up the mantle a little bit. You mentioned the team's down 10. They've helped contribute to that. How are they going to get their team back into this ball game? Run the offense that you think is going to be effective and execute it at a high level.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Jackson from the shotgun. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football. And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
And he'll run straight into a wall of tacklers at the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd down. Well, these two teams getting a couple of late season tilts this year. Their first meeting was not too long ago, back in Week 12. And it was the visiting Bengals who came away with a victory in that one, so they'll look to take the season series now here at home in Cincinnati. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
72. 72.
To throw, it's Brady. They're going for Hamlin, but this is intercepted. Picked up by Brandon Stevens. And the Ravens are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing, maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He can have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. Here's Jackson. He'll let this go for the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Almost feels like anything you can do, we're going to try and match or do better. We've already seen 1 touchdown pass from the opposition. They tried to equal it on that throw.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. And that is incomplete.
You absolutely have to have this early on, right? 3rd and short, they like to throw for it, and that's normal NFL football. They're going to throw on 3rd and short, but you've got to hit it, don't you?
Yeah, in the first quarter, like you said, to set the tone, can't connect there. They're going on 4th down. It's Jackson. And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But, Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go to the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
No, 66.
So after the INT, it's Brady. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked up by Patrick Queen. And the Ravens are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line.
Partner, I think this is where long-term starters in the NFL separate themselves from the rest of the pack, because there's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past a pair of early mistakes and find a way to lead your team to a win. Mental resiliency, a characteristic every NFL team's looking for in their quarterback.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Three yards remain for second down. Now Jackson. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Cameron Jordan wreaking havoc with a sack. Well, he was really focused downfield, but there was really no viable options. The coverage was too good.
And the defense really quickened the tempo of that play with their pass rush, because there was nowhere for him to go with the football. The only place he ended up, down on the ground.
On third down, Jackson. And this pass broken up. And the contact, long time there. And now fourth down. The Ravens send their punter out now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And here's a very low line drive, almost whiffed on it. Not good at all. Punt of just 24 yards there. And the Bengals will take over here, 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember, last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
No gain on the play there, second down. The Bengals at 2-10 now on the year. And Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
And 3 yards there takes them to the 45.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Throwing is Brady on third down. That's caught by Montgomery. So nothing doing there, and that's going to make it fourth down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Now on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Now this is fielded in the end zone. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he's going to be tackled inside his 10-yard line. And they hear a few words from his head coach on that decision. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
2nd and 7. Now it's Jackson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football. Well, CD, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked. And Brady going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Jalen Armour-Davis. And the Ravens are going to take possession here at their own 3-yard line. So this defense coming up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline.
Well, I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this first half because that's simply not true, but you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys, really, on either side of the ball. So maybe that's the catalyst that they needed to get them back into the...
And he is not going to get away. The rush was too strong, and this is going to wind up a safety.
The goal here is about getting any kind of positive yardage in this spot because you don't care who, you don't care how. You just want to try and buy a little space and get away from your own end zone. But in this spot, the defense was all over that play and equally motivated to stick them with a safety. Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. 1 first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. A running play on first down, and it turns into a fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. If this defense wants to stay in this ballgame, they've got to start ending some drives. That helps.
And they have to look ahead at what they expect the offense to do. And right now with that lead, that's run the football. So you don't just stack the line of scrimmage. You have to get upfield and try and make some plays in their backfield.
He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Thus far, they have been able to move the line of scrimmage very well in the running game. Almost felt like they said in the huddle, can you guys pass protect? Let's take a big shot downfield. Didn't get it on that one, but they may come back to it again.
Now the Bengals on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Brady to throw. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Brady to throw for it on 4th down. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And, boy, possession here turns over with a football already being in the red zone. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. To throw is Jackson. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
And he gets us inside the 10 to the 9. It's also a gain of 9.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd and 1, Jackson. He's got it. And the Ravens are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they find a way to convert there on 3rd and 1. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on third and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage, so they're going to throw the
touchdown. A great play there. His 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Ravens are back within a score. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And this is back to a 5-point game. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This will be fielded inside the 5. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Hey, 66.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Brady going to try and throw on third down. Dancing to his left. And this one incomplete. And another throw that really could have been, maybe should have been intercepted. That would have been number 4. Instead, it's 4th down. On 4th down, Ryan Stonehouse on to punt. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this. He's got a man, complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Here's Jackson to throw. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. He's going to throw one up for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. So we've reached halftime here in the Queen City, and it's the Bengals leading this one. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, and we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the 3rd quarter. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. offense set at the line for this next drive.
Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter three.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
Eluding the pressure right. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
It was starting to become a game for him to forget with the interceptions, but that's a step in the right direction. Not only did he choose to run it instead, but he saw the field well and made a nice pickup to get a new set of downs.
They go play action now. Jackson. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Throwing is Jackson. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 30. A really good pickup of 28 yards. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Jackson.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
But they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
Second and 10. Here's Jackson again. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. A great effort there. His second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Ravens have taken the lead here in this third quarter.
And, partner, they found
do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening, but they found the opening and exploited it.
Jackson here is going to look to throw, and he's going to be taken down. It's a sack, and they fail on the try for two. And in the third quarter here, they were trying to push that to a 3-point game, but instead it'll stay at 1.
And I'm a big proponent of not chasing points or going for two too early. But in this case, I understand why. You know, if you kick an extra point, you're just up 2, right? So a field goal still puts the other team ahead. So you go for 2 here and protect the field goal lead. They didn't get it done, though.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Brady. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. Now a first carry for their fullback. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
And that's a nice gain by him on first down, picking up some key yardage.
Second, reload!
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
53's in now! Hey, both 66!
They fake the handoff. Now Brady. He's got his receiver, Cooper. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 25-yard line. How about 25 yards on 3rd down? They'll take it.
And time to give some credit to the big fellas, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, be able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Make it now 3 tackles for a loss in this game, 1 for each quarter.
And for a guy who played defense in college, I can just tell you that he's feeling very satisfied right now by what he's doing, but he's elated because he knows what he's doing is helping his team win the game right now, making some big-time plays, getting into the offense's backfield and spilling everything.
48 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
It's not a huge breakaway run, but if your starting running back finishes the game with averages of 5 or 6 yards per touch, you'll take that every single time.
And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Breida, he'll try the right side. And he'll be stopped well short. Only 2 yards there. 4th and 3.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
They'll go for it. It's Brady. This is caught. Touchdown, Bengals. David Montgomery, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bengals have retaken a 3rd quarter lead.
So a very strong first drive in the second half, Charles, as they turn that halftime deficit into a 3rd quarter lead.
And they were pretty purposeful there, weren't they? Measured in their approach. But boy, they executed awfully well, moving the ball down the field.
He hits the big target for the 2-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Or are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They trail 20-13 our scores. They have it 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Well, there's your leading receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, putting on another clinic, well over 100 yards.
Are we taking notes? We should be, right? Because I'm going to go back and watch this tape and really enjoy what I'm seeing. The route running, competing for the football, just breaking down in defense.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Jackson. Looking left sideline, incomplete. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that. And thus far, they've been successful.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Fourth down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. Jackson on first down. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
And he is such a tough quarterback to defend because you got to remember, arguably, he's more dangerous outside the pocket than he is in it. But how about the job they did defensively to stay with the receiver and knock the ball away? I think they had a sigh of relief there because oftentimes when he gets outside the pocket, big plays result downfield.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Jackson. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end, Andrews. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 17-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards. Before they can snap it, time runs out on this third quarter of play. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Jackson now. He'll check this down to Dobbins out of the backfield. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Now it's 2nd and 9. Off the play fake to Dobbins. Here's Jackson. Sideline throw. It's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And now it's 3rd and 4. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. And Jackson throwing once more. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. And the Ravens are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defense side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
Here's Jackson. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving them a lot to think about, a lot of different looks. And he seems a little...
Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown of the game, number 19 on the year. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. Tucker now for the extra point. And no sweat, he puts it through, and we are tied here in the 4th. Fitting for what's been a tight ball game. We're all even at 20 now as the kick's away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. They no longer have the lead after that last touchdown, all tied up in the fourth quarter, and a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning drive right here. Tackle there by Michael Pierce.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
Now a give to Breida. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
This offense so far on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6.
Regular.
Now Brady. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now as he's on to punt for Cincinnati. Taking it about the 36. It's a 40-yard punt, 4 yards on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the fourth quarter. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. A good pickup there, 21 yards. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. 18 more yards there and another first down.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. That's taken in by Duvernay. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the Bengals 14-yard line.
Working with a 2nd and 4. Now Jackson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And they're facing a big 3rd down now in this tie ball game. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. On 3rd down, Jackson. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
And I know they would have loved to have had a touchdown there to give them some cushion. But now, kick the field goal. Get the lead. Let your defense bring you home. Show some faith in those guys on the other side of the ball.
Tucker's kick is good. And they have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. So he waited on the sideline for his first chance in the ball game, and it didn't come until the 4th quarter, but he connects there. A big one to give him the lead.
Boy, you talk about coming in cold. I don't care how many times you kick it into a net. You're not really ready when you go out there and all that beef is coming at you trying to block the kick. Big spot, and he delivers.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
To throw is Brady. Into the hands of Cooper. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 18 yards on that one, and the Bengals are moving. First down. That catch for his career is number 589, so 11 away from 600, but it also right now ties him with Hall of Famer Fred Biletnikoff.
I remember Fred Biletnikoff well because of the way he went about his business in catching the football. And we're seeing something similar here. Someone who runs precise routes, has excellent hands, and knows how to get the ball to the end zone.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Hey, 66. Hey, Alabama.
Brady to throw. And he'll hit the slant route. That's caught by Cooper. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 37. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
Cover!
Now Brady. Again, it's Cooper as he makes the catch. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. Second down and 3.
Shadow!
Back to throw, Brady. And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker. And the Ravens have just about sewn up this football game. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
I guess they figure with a guy who is that hot downfield, who knows how to get the ball into the end zone, you throw it up and give him every opportunity, even though that one fell incomplete.
Yeah, he's already been in the end zone multiple times. Tried to target him again deep there, but unsuccessful. On second down, a run with Dobbins. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down now. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory.
Well, Charles, when you look at the stat sheet, ultimately one thing sticks out like a sore thumb. One side lost this game because they turned the ball over 4 times, and that was just too much for them to overcome.
And that number might as well be in neon because you're exactly right. It just jumps up from the stat sheet. Your eyes go right to it. And with that many turnovers, they really played themselves out of this game. Too careless with the football too many times. That cost them the victory.
So for Baltimore, it's a rare bright spot as they move to 3-10 on the year. And they'll have another road date next week with the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, they're squarely in play for next year mode now as they drop to 2-11. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Seattle Seahawks.